Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever seen a vehicle that looks like someone tried to build a 1950s Cadillac using leftover lunch trays and chrome spray paint? Well, buckle up, because today on Timmy Tiny Wheels, we're talking about the 1961 DKW Hummel 115, a West German moped so stylish it made teenagers feel like James Dean, even when topping out at 25 miles per hour. I once saw a guy at a classic bike meet try to impress a date by saying he used to ride one. She asked, "Was that before or after your tricycle phase?" The Hummel's not just a moped, it's a fashion statement with the performance of a winded squirrel. Now, before we cruise into the story like a bumblebee on too much schnapps, hit that subscribe button. Don't be like my neighbor Klaus, who gives advice about everything but subscribes to nothing. It's free, it's fun, and you get more tales of vintage two-wheeled madness. So, what do we have here? This bizarre beauty, known affectionately as the tin banana, was made between 1961 and 1965 by Zweirad Union in Nuremberg. Now, Zweirad Union was the Frankenstein of German vehicle brands, stitched together from Victoria, Express and DKW, thanks to Daimler-Benz playing musical chairs with its subsidiaries. Somehow, out of this corporate cocktail, we got a moped that looked like it had fashion advice from Liberace. The Hummel 115 was designed to appeal to the cool youth, which, judging by the performance, clearly meant kids with a lot of time and not many hills. The body, pressed steel panels styled like a shrunken 1959 Chevrolet. Engine, a fan-cooled 48 cubic centimeters, two-stroke single-cylinder producing a mighty 2 horsepower at 4,950 revolutions per minute. That's right, 2 horses, one for each of your legs if you decide to push it. And don't even think about winning a race. Top speed, 40 kilometers per hour or 25 miles per hour. You'll get there eventually, but you'll have time to file your taxes on the way. It came with a 3-speed foot-shift transmission, a chain-drive rear wheel and a Bing carburetor, which sounds like the nickname of someone who gives unsolicited car advice on Facebook. Now let's talk weight, about 74 kilograms, 163 pounds, which is lighter than my uncle's barbecue grill. It stood 4 feet 1 inch tall, 6 feet 3 inches long, and could barely outrun an ambitious toddler on a sugar high. Suspension? Leading link Earl's fork up front, twin shocks in the back. Brakes, 120mm drum brakes front and rear. Same on all versions. DKW Hummel, Victoria Sputnik, Express Cavalier, different paint, same slow buzz. There was also a 155 variant of the same bike with 4 horsepower. Squeezed from the same 48 cubic centimeters. Engine, that's twice the power, and still not enough to outrun your neighbor yelling at you to mow your lawn. One guy told me he used to tune these things to hit 60 miles per hour. Yeah, and I used to fly a space shuttle made out of plywood. Don't believe every guy with a mullet and a memory problem. Now, why do we still talk about the Hummel 115? Because it's rare, because it's weird, and because it looks like a prop from a Wes Anderson movie set in East Berlin. In period catalogs, it was sold like a fashion accessory. You weren't buying transport, you were buying style. Functionality came second, or maybe third, after having a good excuse to stop for coffee every 10 minutes. Today, these bumblebee bikes are collectible oddballs. I mean, if you ever wanted to own something that confuses mechanics and attracts hipsters, this is it. And I've got to hand it to the designers. For all its sluggishness and strange branding, it had a Victoria badge on one side, Zweirad Union on the other, and a Nuremberg crest on the headlight. The Hummel dared to be different. It didn't blend in, it didn't follow the crowd. It buzzed awkwardly in the opposite direction, and I kind of admire that. Now let's talk money. When the Hummel came out in the early 1960s, it cost about 590 Deutsche Marks, roughly $147 at the time. Give or take inflation, and whether your cousin Dieter gave you a family discount. Today, these things can go for eye-watering amounts. One sold for $24,200 at Mecum, Las Vegas, lot F156 on April 30th, 2021. Another fetched $22,250 on Bring a Trailer in June 2023. Even a budget-friendly one in 2024 still brought $11,000. And if you're wondering whether it's worth it, listen, it's not about speed or practicality. It's about rolling into a classic meet on a two-wheeled chrome banana and watching everyone stare, wondering, is that a moped from space? So we salute you, DKW Hummel. You were slow, shiny, and stubbornly strange, just like my Uncle Helmut. But at least you never pretended to be something you weren't. Thanks for watching, folks, and remember, some bikes win races, others win hearts. The DKW Hummel? It mostly wins stares and very confused questions at gas stations. See you next ride.